It's the Older Gamers Show! Coming up on the show, we look back at some of the highlights from September, with great moments from iRacing, Space Marine 2, Arma, Satisfactory, and more. We'll also be pulling back the covers on the members chat, screaming with fear, and running from the room with new mental scars. So, come with me on a geriatric voyage through the wonderful and occasionally eccentric world of the older gamers. The TOG Racing League drifted into iRacing in September, putting rubber to the road to qualify for higher classifications. I watched Kerry put a Mazda Miata, or MX-5 in Australia, through its paces as he worked his way towards higher classification. No word on the results, but as you can see from the provided footage, racing is tight and enthralling. Official TOG Race Night is every Thursday, and that's in Australian time. Just check the Discord event for more details.
Left side.
Satisfactory released into its version 1.0 on the 11th of September, and by God did it churn out some goods by day one. So many people on my friends list seem to be wrapped up for long periods building factories and conveyor belts. There's some great chat in the Satisfactory release under general games discussion, so be sure to check it out if you're a lover of automation. Game Club kicked off in September with the chat selecting Orcs Must Die via a Discord poll, and then finding it to be distracting but shallow. There was a lot of great discussion and participation, and we look forward to October's new club game, Alien Swarm. Drop into the Game Club chat to join in. The more, as they say, the merrier. Carrier Command 2 briefly joined the rotation of semi-regular get-togethers with a small group carving out time for a few games. As always, the main gunner obliterated many enemy vehicles on the first two islands before running the carrier dry on main gun ammo, leaving them somewhat redundant. Carrier Command 2 can support up to 16 players across multiple carriers, so drop into the chat and join the TOG Navy. Oversized hat is optional, but encouraged. Star Wars Arma ploughed on with reduced numbers, but sustained enthusiasm. By late September, they had 95% of the island under control of Rex's clone farmer revolutionaries, with the Empire and Separatists collapsing in the first week of October. Lightsabers were converted to ploughshares, and the clones lived in communistic peace forever and ever. The end. The Arma crew move on to a post-apocalyptic scenario next, and you can catch them every Wednesday night at 5 PM Australian Central Time. Check the Discord events for more details on how you can become a victim. Space Marine 2 dropped in September, and as with Darktide, TOG bolted on their pauldrons and jumped into combat in droves, eager to purge the Xeno and spread space fascism to all corners of the galaxy. Be on the lookout for heresy-related voice chats and ask if you can join in, or organise a time to proselytise the word of the Emperor via bolt gun and chainsword.
Are you looking for the armory thing?
A little something specifically from me. I've been obsessed with War Thunder since July, starting out in a handful of games with my son before roping a friend in to join me. We then added camo from TOG to the squad to make it an older gamers affair. A small but dedicated band can be found playing regularly. Don't be afraid to roll in and ask to join in, and always say thanks for the game when the session winds up. Sorry. Nice. Time to build some general news, and the first prototype off the table is Oz Ghost Dog and his many projects. From a giant array of NVMe drives, to random snack reviews, building some sort of sky camera, followed by a trip to see Cradle of Filth, he's always on the go. You'll often find his adventures on the members chat. So, let's talk GPUs. The 4090 from Nvidia to be specific. The general consensus from the everyman in TOG is that it's a ridiculous overkill that always nobody outside of serious sim racers and joystick jockeys or unabashed show-offs among us actually needs. Quite a few chimed in on the thread 4090 price is madness, with the near unanimous agreement that GPU prices are completely over the top for hardware almost nobody needs. Ridiculous narrative from the gaming press about the necessity of these pinnacle hardware for a good gaming experience also got a shout out, and rightfully so. PC gaming doesn't need to be more expensive than a used car, and pushing this narrative only drives away the curious penny pincher. So enough editorialising, I wanted to take a moment to recognise all the TOG content creators. Whether they're on Twitch entertaining the masses live or crafting interesting content for YouTube, I thoroughly recommend you check them out and participate in their channels. We all grow by working together and encouraging one another, and not the other way around. If nothing else, give them a watch and a like and let them know that their efforts are not akin to shouting into the void. You can catch AdmiralTriggerHappy on Twitch, LeRooster on YouTube and Twitch, Foxman on YouTube, Vtreka on YouTube, Bluefromnowhere also on YouTube, and Sleighty under Wombat Gaming on YouTube. Oh, you can of course catch me on YouTube as well. If I've missed anyone, there's a forum chat called Content Creators Assemble. Make sure you reach out on there and I'll name check you next month. Lastly, thanks to everyone in TOG and outside who dropped positive comments on the last video. Your feedback means a lot and motivates me to keep continuing this work. I particularly enjoyed the compliments on my accent, which, I guess, I would never have considered to be one of my greatest assets. And also the Togger who called me a handsome devil. Many may disagree. And that brings us to the end of the show. As always, there are so many other games and discussions going on, and if you'd love to see them here next time, drop me a DM or say hello in one of the TOG chats. If you love the video and want to see more, caress that like button and drop me a comment below. Alternatively, you can always find me on the Older Gamers Discord. The link is in the description below if you're keen to join us. Until next time, this is Gavor for the Older Gamers Show, logging off.
Oh, that was a fucking good bar.